started. My name is Kenny Bedwell, as you guys already know. I'm doing a ton. Thank you. I am doing 4 workshops today, and I appreciate you guys making it out early on this one. This is actually probably one of the more underrated ones I'm going to be doing. So special treat for the few that are here. We're going to talk about specifically finding strategies for medical professionals. Now, I realize after talking to a few people, this might have been a little misleading. I don't know in terms of the title. So what do I mean by finding short-term rental strategies for medical professionals? So what I meant by this is people who are medical professionals looking for short-term rental properties, finding deals. Okay, that's what we're going to talk about. Now, here's the thing. If you're not a medical professional, you can still use these strategies. All right, it's just a little bit higher tier. So normally when I'm talking to an audience, I usually kind of gear it towards newbies, and some of you might be new, that's fine, but people who maybe don't have the highest budgets. Maybe who are like kind of, they're scrappy, they're trying to put together, they got $50,000. Most of you or the people for this have a little more funds. So we're going to talk a little higher level, but a deeper dive for the higher budget side, okay? So let's get into it before you fall asleep. Make sure you get your coffee in the back there. All right. So I'm going to give you 4 specific strategies. These are proven techniques that are going to help you find deals. You're welcome to take screenshots, whatever you need. But each technique has an order of how you apply the technique, okay? And the order is the exact same. So what you're going to do is you need to first determine your budget. All right. So a lot of people think, okay, well, when I find the property, that's when I go get pre-approved or pre-qualified. But that's too late. You need to be, when you're about 3 weeks from purchasing, that's when you need to go get your pre-approval. So you need to know your budget before you buy. Makes sense. Next, you can use STR Insights to get your data, but use some sort of data platform to get your data. You're going to need data. Airbnb doesn't, trying to go into the market and look at ADRs in there, it's deceptive because Airbnb is showing you the lowest prices. So you can't use that as real data. So use some sort of data source. Number 3, when you look at any market, you need to check the regulation. Okay? These are blanket statements. Do this, do this, do this. When we show these strategies I'm going to share with you. Number 4, once again, you need to make sure you study the data and do not rely upon what other people tell you. Okay, I've seen so many medical professionals make boneheaded investment decisions when it comes to real estate investing. Oh, well, I'll hear, my realtor told me X, Y, and Z. And they put so much faith in other people that they don't do the due diligence. Okay? This stuff, you guys are super smart people. All of my in-laws are like Harvard grad medical. Like I've got one's a cardiologist, one's like a thoracic surgeon, and I can't remember what the other one does. But anyway, so they kind of look at me like the entrepreneurs, like kind of this black sheep, in their family, but they don't know how to make money. And they come to me for advice, but everything I tell them, they try to do it. And I warn them, I say, look, there's some risk here. Sure, I'm smart, but you need to do your own due diligence. And you got to learn how to do that. So make sure data is the best way to do your own due diligence, to feel confident in the decision you're going to make. Okay, last one. Obviously, you're going to use Zillow and the MLS to look for specific deals. There are off-market deals out there that realtors can send to you, but please, please, please don't drink the Kool-Aid, or you can drink some, but be mindful of the sub-2 crap, okay? I go after that one hard because I see a lot of medical professionals they're like, Kenny, I just need sub-2 deals. And I'm like, you don't even have why are you talking about sub-2? Like, you've got income, you can afford, and they're like, well, it's the best way for financing. And I'm like, it's one way for financing, but it's not the only way. So look for deals in multiple places, not just in a specific one. That's my main takeaway there. So let's get into the 4 strategies. Number 1, pricing phenomenon. Let me skip this one. Okay, so understanding bedroom count. Okay, when we look at bedroom count in a particular market, people think, well, let's assume this is prices of homes here. I know this is missing some zeros, but let's assume this is prices or revenue and also bedroom count. We assume that it's linear, meaning One bedrooms make this, then two bedrooms make more, three, and so on, and it's a straight line. And then housing prices are the same and they go in a straight line and it intersects. That is not true. There is an ROI that varies based on bedroom count. Okay? You guys need to be applying this strategy. You have bigger budgets. You can go into markets and target the right bedroom counts that have the highest ROI. So if I know this one says one bedrooms, and that's probably not a good fit for you. But if I'm in a particular market, like say, I'll tell you some markets where the bedroom count's the best. The Smokies, 5 bedrooms. North Carolina, 4 bedrooms and 5. Let me think, like Emerald Coast, it's like 6 bedrooms and 7 bedrooms. Those are the sweet spots. Those are the properties, the bedroom counts that have the highest ROI. And it'll look like a weird, if you look at a graph, what you'll see is this like, so if you continue on with the bedroom counts, what you'll see is it'll start up high, it'll drop down in terms of ROI like this, and then as it goes back up, it'll start to peak again at a particular bedroom count. Bigger isn't always better in each market, but there is a bedroom count that's optimal, and then it starts to go back down again. Okay, so you want to use this strategy. Look for the optimal bedroom count in the market. On main stage yesterday, if you guys were paying attention, if you remember, I called that a sweet spot, bedroom counts. That's a finding strategy, that sweet spot there. Next, multiple units. Does anybody know the Bank Whisperer? John Hodge. He did a session yesterday, a breakout on performance. Here's his strategy, multiple units. He is buying multiple condos that are literally, the units are next to each other. And maybe I shouldn't be giving all, I don't know, he can get mad at me later. He's buying multiple units, I guess I won't say the market, somewhere in the Emerald Coast, and they're all next to each other, and they're 3 bedrooms. And guess what he's doing with them? Obviously, he's rehabbing them, making them look nice. But he's renting them out. He's having multiple listings. So not just, oh, this is one unit, that's one unit. He's having 2 units and then has a single unit together. So it's a condo that, sure, each unit's 3 bedrooms, but he has it as a 6-bedroom listing on Airbnb. So that's 3 total listings. Okay? I did this strategy knowingly, but didn't know the benefits of it with my Buffalo property in 2022. So I had a triplex. I had every unit rented out separately. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna have one listing that has the whole house. Okay? I was able to charge 4 times what I could get for those individual units being rented out. I took my revenue for that one property from $80,000 a year to $120K by just applying that. Okay? So that is a very unique strategy where you're in a position to buy multiple units together and cluster. That's going to help you with resources and also double your revenue. All right? Think smart. It's different. So these 3-bedroom units that he's getting by themselves, they do okay. Nothing to write home. But together, the 6-bedroom, that changes things. And when you look at the guest avatar in this market, it's really interesting is that he was talking to people that are staying there and they hate, like they go with their friends, their friends' families, like 2 families will go together. One will rent one condo and then one will, rent another condo somewhere else or in the same building but another floor. And they love the idea of having 2 next to each other. That's like never unheard of. And it's a popular, it's kind of saturated market, but he's doing something unique. And this works pretty much everywhere. Okay? Let's do the next one. Multiple unique structures. Right? So this was very similar to what I just talked about. But this is where you can go on a piece of land and put multiple A-frame cabins or multiple, I don't know, I got A-frames here, but you can do glamping, you can do fixed structures, tiny homes, or actually build certain things on it. So we'll talk about new construction in a second. But the ability to put multiple tiny structures, the 1 bedrooms, the 2 bedrooms, multiple, is going to give you an advantage. Okay? When we did the math or looked at the data of comparing a 14-bedroom to multiple tiny structures that are like 14 tiny structures, they actually did more than just the 14 bedroom by itself. because the occupancy is higher, right? So they can charge, obviously they're charging based off one bedrooms. It's unique, so they can charge a little bit more, a little bit of a premium, and they have higher occupancy. So that's a preference whether you want that or not, but that is one thing you can do. And would probably do really well in Alaska, by the way. So just food for thought. All right. One of the biggest things too you can do, and we want to be careful. Each one of these things is kind of to each his own, but they work. Okay. This is the BRRRR method. Okay, I should have just said BRRRR up there, but find properties, distressed properties in the right locations and update them. You will gain not only like cash flow, but appreciation, massive appreciation that will help you build your wealth. Okay, obviously you have to have funds to be able to pull this off, hence this is the crowd to talk to about, but find the right location and find properties that aren't short-term rentals that are distressed in a good area and update them and make them awesome. A ton of people I know in Bill's mastermind and in other groups are doing this to level up and get to the next level. Okay, this is how they're finding the returns in these very, very competitive and quote unquote saturated markets. They're not looking for turnkey properties. Okay, I'm gonna make a bold statement. I hope that's okay with you guys. Looking for turnkey properties is the lazy way to invest. You will sacrifice returns for convenience. You gotta think outside the box, okay? Think outside the box when you do this. Finally, this one's probably the easiest, the path of least resistance compared to the multiple unit thing. New construction, okay? New construction in older markets. I want you guys to think for a second. How many markets do you think are in the United States? Vacation rental markets. There are over 13,000 vacation markets. Do you think they were just created in the last 3 years because of COVID? No. So some of the markets, like in Maine, have actually been around quote-unquote vacation markets since the early 1700s. Okay? A lot of the houses there were built then. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe a little later. But the reality is there's a ton of markets where there is little to no new construction going on, and there's plenty of places to build. And new construction, higher quality, does better. People want that. What I like to tell everyone is that guests want to stay in places nicer than their own house. And new construction is a way to easily not have to deal with capital, CapEx. So, this broke, that broke, I gotta fix this, I gotta have a contractor. You guys don't have time for that. You don't. Maximize and consider doing new construction, build projects. I've seen investors gain not only cash flow, but massive appreciation from doing new builds. I know a ton of medical professionals. This is the path of least resistance to borderline getting a turnkey property in the right area and maximizing your returns and taking advantage of appreciation as doing the new build. There's a ton of great markets. Come up to me later and ask me about what markets can I do this in, Kenny, because there's some great ones out there that I've seen work and we've helped clients with. So let's see, anything else? All right, let's go over these again. 4 strategies. Take a picture of this if you want. Multiple units, unique structures, design and decor, and new construction. I'll pose. Yeah, one more. Great. Guys, come up to our team. Ask us about the markets. If you're, hey, I like this strategy. Where should I invest? Come talk to us. We'll tell you.